Tips Report 31: How to Get Good Advice. Everyone needs good advice, now and then. No matter how independent we think we are, there comes a time when we need to call on someone else's opinion. The problem is, not all advice is equal. As often as we get good advice, we receive bad advice. If you want to make sure that you are getting good advice, here are 9 tips that will help. 1. Figure out what advice you need. You can't get good advice if you don't first admit you need it. Figure out what you need advice about. Focus on things like big decisions you need to make or areas of your life you are struggling. It's important to know what kind of advice you need, so you can narrow down where to look for it. 2. Find someone who has been there before. A great way to get good advice is to find people who have accomplished what you want to accomplish. For example, if you want advice on what type of law you'd like to practice, it makes sense to find some current lawyers to chat with. 3. Reach out to your most trusted friends. Friends and family are great places to look for good advice. The main benefit here is that you will know their expertise. The other benefit is that a loved one will do their best to give you good advice because they have your best interests at heart. 4. Make sure your target wants to give advice. Be wary if you approach someone who doesn't seem comfortable giving you advice. If they are annoyed by your request or don't want to share their expertise, you might end up getting bad advice. They might not even do it on purpose. A person who doesn't want to give advice might say whatever is on their mind to get rid of you. 5. Consider people's potential biases. When you are seeking good advice, it is important to consider any biases the advice giver may have. A perfect example is getting relationship advice from someone who just got out of a bad one. They might have your best interests in heart but can't separate the bitterness of their situation from their advice.